For the first time in quite a while, we're starting to see people actually have some doubt and uncertainty in the stock market and wondering what it could do to the crypto market. So in this video, I'm going to go over the short-term market forecast, where I actually see the market trending back up. And most importantly, for the topic of this video, AI altcoins. AI altcoins are taking massive dips right now. And I think it is getting to a point where you have to start scooping some of these prices because AI altcoins will still lead the charge this cycle. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys. If you're new here on In the Money, we go over everything that you need to win across crypto, prediction markets, and more. So hit the links down below in the description, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more. Let's just go ahead and jump right into the markets today. As we see here, Bitcoin's kind of just lagging. It's down 4% over the 7 days. Not a huge move, but definitely grinding downward. We see XRP down 9%. We see Hyperliquid down below $55. If you guys were watching the channel a couple weeks ago, I said that I would be monitoring this situation. And if it goes into the low 50s or even into the 40s, I will absolutely be adding a DCA to my long-term Hyperliquid holdings. So that's something I'm absolutely monitoring here. And look, like I said, a lot of people are uncertain as to what's going to happen in the markets. Kyle says, if Bitcoin dumps, altcoins get absolutely rinsed. If the market goes risk off, these altcoins are going to get hit very hard, which is why I'm already starting to eye which AI altcoins I want to start DCAing into when this does happen. And then we see RAN, of course, when stocks sell off, crypto usually falls even harder. Right now, they've been outperforming, and his big landmark right now is tomorrow's FOMC meeting. And look, summertime is always traditionally a slower time in the markets. Even the stock market has come to a little bit of, I'm not going to call it a halt, but definitely the gains have slowed down, right? We've been into this massive crypto or the stock market bull run, pardon me, for quite a while. And I think just tapering off a little bit in the summer times during lower volume months is usually normal. Like in the summertime, I don't really see that as a negative. And I'm actually eyeing this fall for a bounce in not only the stock market, but also crypto. Most importantly, I think around September, October, we mark the ultimate bottom, quote unquote, of the bear market. I think that's the time where, crypto is going to go more risk on. Traditionally, 12 to 14 months after the previous all-time high, we see the bottom of the bear market. So I'm preparing accordingly to start putting in tons of buys throughout the next couple of months leading into October. And before we really get into the ultimate thesis behind this video, which is AI altcoins, I do want to shout out the In the Money group. First and foremost, we did just launch this about a week and a half ago. And right now we're absolutely crushing it. You can get 3 days free if you just hit the $49 list right here. Ignore everything else. We're just going to keep the price at $49 right now because we just think it's the best value per alpha that you can get across the space. But we literally have members in the last 2 days already up 26% from their initial deposits across prediction markets. We have our meme coin caller going absolutely crazy in the group as well. So guys, inthemoney.live down below, 3 days for free. We won't charge you a penny. If you dislike it, if you don't think you can make money with us, you can cancel before the 3-day trial ends. No hard feelings, but at least give it a shot down below inthemoney.live. We are absolutely crushing it so far in the group. And then if you want to ride with us long term, it is just $49 a month. All right, guys, let's just jump into the markets right now. So like I said, top altcoins are getting hit. I mean, Hyperliquid, when it was at $76, I probably would have told you I'd be shocked to see it in the low 50s. But then we saw that big unstaking last week we talked about from multi-chain capital, and this thing's down 9%. But one sector that is just getting absolutely crushed right now is AI. And I did just want to talk about that in this video because I still believe in my ultimate thesis that AI altcoins will lead the charge this next cycle. Now, I understand, I think Hyperliquid, Zcash, those are two of the highest volume, highest volatility to the upside that we're going to see this cycle. And those are firmly a part of my portfolio right now. I think that those are must-hold altcoins, but they're not in the AI sector. I do still ultimately believe that AI is the one sector that everyone needs to have a piece of because like we saw with SpaceX, we saw a lot of stocks kind of rip into the SpaceX launch. I think that when Anthropic goes live here into the stock market, or if OpenAI has their IPO, we're going to see a massive, massive influx of capital and attention into the AI sector leading up to that. Like in the months or the weeks leading up to that, you want to be positioned in crypto AI, because if AI is the main narrative in the stock market, people are going to be absolutely running to the hills to be able to buy any of the top AI altcoins in the crypto market, just off the basis that crypto moves very fast. So for me, when you look at these types of dips, look at this yearly chart on NEAR protocol. You know, it's not too volatile, actually. It's actually been one of the more stable AI coins from price action throughout this year. But we see about a high here of 318 back in September. It put in a low here of about 96 cents, rips back up to 281. And now we're at $1.60. And if you look at the actual data behind NEAR protocol, they have now settled $24 billion in cross-chain swaps. And most of these are privacy. So you can see here like agent executed payments. The share of commerce mediated by AI agents is estimated at 190 to 500 billion by 2030. And they're one of the projects in crypto that are leading the charge on this narrative. So absolutely bullish on NEAR protocol. Their metrics speak for themselves. They power the privacy layer on stuff like Venice and other privacy altcoins like Zcash. So that absolutely is at the top of my list right now at $1.60. I even think right now is a great buy. And if we actually do see a little bit of a slide in the market before October, you can maybe even get a little bit of a lower buy price on NEAR protocol. Another one that I think is about to, you know, if the market bottoms out coming up, I think that TAO is destined to rip. We're seeing more activity come to TAO socially, as we see here. Jensen Huang says, imagine a universal currency called intelligence. NVIDIA is building the infrastructure. TAO is building the market for intelligence itself. I've said this for quite some time. This is exactly what Bittensor is. It is the network of intelligence, all these different AI subnets, 128 subnets building on the intelligence network that is Bittensor TAO. So we literally have the CEO of the biggest company in the world, the biggest AI company in the world, saying exactly what TAO is building is actually extremely bullish. And then we have Jason saying, if anything, just buy a singular TAO at $190 and see what happens. It's $190 risk, but I do think that this is going to have a firm piece of the future of decentralized AI. And the FUD is way behind, you know, the stuff that happened a few months ago. That is now very much buried. And we have promising new companies, you know, Subnet 53, 𝗪𝗓 went live recently. This thing has done a freaking like 150, 170% gain just over the course of a couple of days. So there's new subnets still coming in, taking these subnet spots. Great updates, pardon me, going on the Bittensor network. And ultimately speaking, I think that, you know, NEAR protocol, TAO, those are must holds in the AI sector. And I still very much believe in Venice in the short term. Let's bring up Venice's chart. Venice is actually also holding up decently for the market that we are in right now, and kind of seeing some of these other coins falter. I don't know. It definitely feels like Venice has a little bit of a liquidity wall around these $11, $12 ranges. And I think that in the short term, despite their $65 million Series A equity raise and the FUD that created, I wouldn't be surprised that on the next leg up in the market, or when AI coins heat up again, that we see this thing surpass all-time highs at this $20 level once again. So short term, I've had a lot of questions in the comments down below. You know, am I still bullish on Venice? Do I still think it can perform? I do. I think in the right market, AI gets hot again, like we saw a few months ago when TAO was at, what did TAO hit? So we had Venice hit $20. TAO got all the way up to, at this point in time, back to 346. And this bounced from 140. So a nice like 150% gain on that one as well. Look, I think that AI will have its day once again. And a lot of these charts are just seemingly, in my opinion, building some sort of a liquidity wall at these lows. I think that right now I would be absolutely willing to DCA $1.60 on NEAR protocol. I think if Bittensor slides a little lower into the 180s, 170s, I think definitely make a buy there, because we saw 145 was the yearly low. I don't know. I don't know that we get that low with a little bit of momentum heating up. Socially, people kind of getting back on the bandwagon here for Bittensor TAO. But ultimately speaking, I think that AI is a must-hold narrative. If you're investing in crypto in 2026, I've said this a whole lot throughout this year. But look, right now it seems like the time to dial in, find your levels that you're comfortable buying at this point in time, and let it run. Because when Anthropic hits the stock market, if OpenAI hits the stock market, if AI has another huge run, more big AI models come out and are integrated into these protocols, like we see here with Venice. Venice's bullish update this week was that 𝗪𝗂𝗪 by 𝗪𝗪𝗏𝗏 is now available privately on Venice. So frontier level capabilities without the surveillance. So awesome stuff going on in the decentralized AI realm. And I want to have a firm piece of that in my portfolio. So guys, that's today's video. I just wanted to go over, I think AI alts are forming close to a bottom. Yes, if Bitcoin slides, you're going to see these go a little lower. But comfortably, I'd be willing to make purchases, I think, across all three of these coins today. And especially if they slide a little bit lower, I will be pulling the trigger and adding to my bag. So guys, like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more. And as I mentioned, give In the Money a shot. 3 days, absolutely free. Like I said, if you don't make money with us, no hard feelings. You can cancel and you won't even be charged that $49, guys. So like the video down below, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, trade responsibly, my friends. And of course, stay bullish, my friends.